we might not be in what we call historically the Industrial Revolution,
Mm-hmm.
but I firmly believe that we are in the midst of some type of, whether it's a technology revolution or an information revolution. The business environment is moving so much faster than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I read reports where it says, take it for what it's worth, right? Some people have different opinions on how AI is going to impact our lives. There's a lot of people, and I was listening to some interviews of the guy who started ChatGPT and OpenAI, and he goes, I don't think we're ever going to be there where we have autonomous robots walking around, that kind of stuff. Like we're not even close to that. He goes, what I'm able to see in the future in the next 5 years is using AI more like a virtual assistant. And there's a lot of people who say that's not 5 years away. These business cycles are getting compressed more and more and more. Now you see companies who are like building actual software they're releasing from the start to the finish is compressed. Now you're having them plug into these AI kind of neural network type of things and beyond, be able to find information to make us better and faster, and equip the human beings with that decision-making ability. So that, one of the examples he gave was, he goes, imagine you go to bed and you have an AI virtual assistant who was able to say, hey, you got 15 emails overnight. I went ahead and drafted these responses. See if this is okay. Wow. Boom, everything's sent away. And I'm like, wow, that's an incredible application of this type of thing, because you have college students and high schoolers like telling it to write essays for them,
right?
And like the facts, struggling with the facts, that kind of thing. So my point is, I think we are actively living in some type of major leap forward for human civilization, but it's just one of those things you kind of sit back and you're like, wow, how do I know that right now, right? Like, how do I kind of pick my head up and look around and say, yeah, I guess these things are happening. Like, what do the guys think in the the 60s and 70s and 80s during the Industrial Revolution? Do they know that was happening, right? Look at the advent of flight. Like, did they know that these things were leaping forward in such massive bounds that it's really kind of a pivotal point in the human experience?
Yeah. I think sometimes though you have to slow that down a little bit too, and go back to roots of like we're seeing being inside all day. It has had a huge effect on it creating attention disorders with screens being on constantly. I mean, a kid nowadays cannot get away from a screen. I mean, it's on, TV's on, phones on, iPads on. I think what was the average? Lindsay mentioned this last week on the podcast. The average time span in front of a screen is 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day, because they can't get away from it, and it's causing issues with attention. Like the kids cannot hold attention on anything.
Sure.
But also the depression aspect of that as well. We're not outside enough anymore, and we're not moving our bodies because so much of what we do is on a screen.
Right.
Yeah.
So from a personal standpoint, individual standpoint, I totally agree with you. Every once in a while, like I'm sitting at a computer typing up emails and looking at spreadsheets and stuff, and I kind of think to myself, how in the hell did you do business in the 1960s and 70s?
Oh my gosh.
I don't understand. Yeah. I actually, it is hard for me to actually think about how somebody did business back then.
Yeah.
The ease of communication that we have now, the immediacy of answers. We can pretty much be in anybody's inbox in the world within 5 seconds. I fully don't understand. Like, you see like old movies and like somebody's sitting there like filling out forms at a giant desk,
balancing checkbooks. That was a thing.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I just do not know how. You've got like invoice numbers and you got purchase orders, and these things are all paper.